Shah Rukh Khan, you're one of the biggest film stars in the Hindi film world. You're a role model to millions. Do you enjoy being a star?
Yes, I do enjoy being a star. There was a time when I thought, there are times when I still think I'm not a big enough star. I think I would miss being a star. You know, it's like seeing in future and seeing that when I go down on the roads and I'm not able to make people smile when they look at me, which I think is the greatest gift God has given me. You know, there are men fighting with their wives. There are people who are busy about their work, who are disturbed about just traveling in the heat, and they just look at me and they get a smile on their face for like about 2.5 seconds.
Do you get mobbed out when you walk down the streets, when you go out in Bombay?
I do, but I don't like to hang around with too many people. And people do have a little respect for stars, so you can just tell them, you say hi, hello everyone. I like to move around alone, and I just say hello to them and say, look, let me walk alone. And they sort of, okay, unless you're shooting. You know, when they see a camera, they go wild. Otherwise, they're okay.
What did you mean when you said you don't think you're a big enough star yet?
I don't know. You know, people have standards. There's no end that I can tell you. Okay, this is as big as I want it to be. I want it to be as big as I don't know if he's big enough now. Michael Jackson or stuff like that, or George Clooney, or you know, Val Kilmer, or Robert De Niro, or Bachchan, or Dilip Kumar. But I don't think I've done enough work. It's just been 5 years. I've just done about 20 films, and out of that 15 full-length films in terms of my role. And I still have a long way to go as an actor and as a star, I think.
20 films in your career. Yeah. What do you think of your hit rate? The number of blockbusters you've managed to pull off?
It's about 9 or 10 of them have been good films, out of which 3-4 have been historical.
Meaning made a lot of money?
They made loads of money, and they have gone out in the cinema commercial collectability as very big films. Otherwise, I've had a good run of films, and in terms of like 50% success rate has been there. Then I've given some turkeys also, really bad films, but I'm proud of them also. They were great fun to shoot, but they've been really bad at the box office. I've had this, that I have one very big hit, then I have a couple of complete washouts. It's because I like to do different kind of films, and people do get in tune with, like, if I do one comedy, then people would like me to do a comedy, but I just break it with a completely different, little offbeat kind of film, and then that's a washout. And then everybody gets up and says, we told you Shah Rukh is a fluke. Then I have a hit again and stuff like that. It's been up and down, but I've earned about, in terms of commercial success, about 50%, yeah. They've done well.
You seem to be suggesting that you've made it as a star despite not being all that commercially minded.
Yeah, I'm not, I don't know, when I came down to Bombay, I'm here by accident. I didn't really want to be in films, and I just got sucked into films. I came here for a year. I just wanted to try my hand at a different medium. I used to be a theatre actor and then a little bit of television. And I just wanted to try a different medium. How would films be? You know, the whole thing was very enigmatic. It was like how different it could be working in a film where you have to dub, you have to be a star, you have to be much larger than life than you are on television or stage perhaps. And then there's so many takes and stuff like that. I came for a year, I'm still here for the last 5 years. So when I came down here, people told me my hair is wrong, my look is wrong, my attitude is wrong, I'm arrogant, I'm not a nice guy, and I'm not the kind of person who would make it in Hindi films. And I did a lot of anti-hero roles when I started. And people said, this is completely wrong, it'll never work. So there was not much, I wasn't surrounded by a commercial aura, I wasn't 6 feet tall, I wasn't very good looking, I wasn't dressed too well. I didn't have the style of a film star, and I didn't even have, I didn't suck up to anybody, which is the way of film stars sometimes. You know, for work, I had nothing to lose actually, and that was the problem. I thought that this guy has nothing to lose, so he can never be a star.
Who are your biggest fans? Men, women, children?
I call myself
girls?
the hero of under 14 and over 40. The girls which matter to me and the people who matter in my age, they don't seem to be my fans. But under 14, they're my fans, and over 40, they're my fans.
What does that tell you about yourself?
It tells me that either people like me to father them, or women like to mother me. I guess it's that kind of thing. But it's never, I don't really know. You know, I make my films so that there are some films which are really, what wrongly I would say are crass compared to the kind of films I would like to be in. But I believe that the audience is so varied in India, like the population is, like the people are. Everybody has a different. There are people still in villages who ask me, "Do you really bleed when you fight?" You know, so you have a bit of media illiteracy still in India. So you have to do films which go to every section. So I do a film which would appeal to perhaps parents. You know, they say, "Look, our children should grow up and watching these kind of films." Then I do a film which is absolutely aggressive, like Ram Jane or Koila, which appeals to people on the roads, which may not do commercially as well as the others, but for the masses, for the target audience it was made for, it works for them. And then I do, you know, soft, what they call fluffy films also, you know, which just seem to just go through middle class, middle of the road cinema. And so I've done all kind of films. I do 4 films a year, so I try to break it down like that. One I do for money.
You're known for doing a lot of unconventional roles, as well as the fluffy ones, as you just said, the so-called negative roles. Why did you try and do something so unconventional and buck the trend?
I'm from theatre, so I have done roles where I've played an 80-year-old man. Maybe not well, but I've played a black guy. I've played an Italian. I've played a gay. You know, stuff like that. So I had done varied roles while I still was the central character. I was the play was about this main character. You know, and I found it very strange that here I'm just going to always be in college and tease a girl in the first 2 reels.
Here in the Hindi film world.
Yeah. So and why couldn't I do something else like what I did in on stage? And I'm very fortunate actually. I think I'm the most fortunate actor in the last 50 years of Indian cinema. That there were people who were ready to back this up. There were subjects which were there that we could, you know, sort of try out. And basically, I believe the producers and directors like Mr. Yash Chopra, Rahul Ravel, and Abbas Mastan, they had the guts to go ahead and say, okay, we'll try this. Nobody else has tried it in India. Let's try it. We'll make the villain. We'll make the story from the point of view of the villain or the bad guy. You know, like Sholay is a very big hit here.
Yeah.
And I would love to see the film from the point of view of Gabbar Singh, you know, who's the bad guy.
Who's the bad guy, yeah.
I want to see what happened to him. Why is he like this? So they made films like this. And whenever there's a point of view, somehow that person becomes, the main character. You know, the film starts revolving around that person because that's his point of view. So we just tried it that way, and it worked. You know, because we were very honest and we were very convinced that it would work. And because of the songs and because of the romance, I think it became badness became a little justified. One, and secondly, under 14 and over 40 loved me, so it was okay.
Doesn't it worry you that you've made badness acceptable? It's all right now for a hero to have villainous characteristics. Isn't that going to have a bad effect on young people?
I know it sounds very socially incorrect and morally incorrect for me to say something like that. Somebody has quoted something like this. I'm not here to give messages. That's for the postal service. I'm here to entertain you. So
That's for the postal service.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you this is right, this is wrong, because I'm not a good person in real life myself. I'm no one to pass value judgments. I'm no one to tell you how to lead your life, because I hate anyone telling me how to lead my life. So I'm not going to one of those that give big sermons on screen and say, this is how it is. You should not be bad to a woman while I come back home and beat up my own wife. So I'm not going to be one of those people. I don't do that. That's why I beat up the girls in the films. But I just for entertainment, and I take it as there are a lot of things which I do in fun. Now, people who have a sense of humor, they enjoy it, and who are ready to accept. I don't know if you can accept Jack Nicholson and stuff like that. Why not films like this here? And people did accept it. I'm not scared that I have promoted badness. Secondly, it's. The other point is that when I now do a film, even a straight role, there are times when the audience thinks, oh damn, this guy is going to kill him. No, this guy is going to shoot her. You know, so there is this little bit of tension there that this guy is not going to play it straight, which helps me in my films also. So the audience has accepted me as a guy who could do anything. I mean, he could perhaps jump from 40 feet, he could put fire to himself, and he could turn out to be a bad guy in the end. So it keeps, it gives you more varied subjects to work on.
I want to ask you a bit about your acting style, which is very intense, even a little mannered. Now, when you first broke upon the scene, it was fresh, it was novel. Now it's getting a bit familiar. Do you think you're in danger of becoming a parody of yourself?
Yes. I'm stylized. I mean, there's no question about it. I believe Shah Rukh Khan comes first in a character, then the character. I don't immerse myself in a character. I don't kill myself for dying in a scene in a film. I don't run 10 kilometers because I have to seem out of breath. I don't believe in method acting. I mean, I don't believe in that. I've read about it, I've learned about it. I completely disagree with it, maybe because I can't do it, or maybe I just don't, I find it a little silly. I mean, we are acting. I mean, we are not supposed to be playing real life.
Now, your last big hit, Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, was over a year ago. Does that worry you now, that it's been such a long time since you really scored well at the box office?
No, it doesn't worry me. I never depend on the box office. Everybody tells me, what is your hope with your next film? I never hope on films. I mean, I did a good job. I worked very hard. Like the last film I had, Koila, I've never worked harder on a film than I worked on that. I've worked in minus 10 degrees centigrade at temperatures where you, and at heights where you needed oxygen, and I've run and I've hurt myself, I've broken my knee, and I know that is also not part of acting, but I've done all that.
But it wasn't a big hit.
Yeah, it wasn't a big hit. So it doesn't worry me because I know I did it very honestly. And I mean, I did my best, left the rest, my best wasn't good enough. It's like that. I mean, I need to try harder, that's all. So one would think, there's no one reason that I can pick out and say this film didn't do well because of this, so I should correct that, because that you can't do. Because the film as a whole is more than the sum of its parts. It can't be, it didn't work, oversimplify, people oversimplify. Shah Rukh didn't speak, I was playing dumb in that film. And I was playing a little more, so to say, a physical person in terms of, you know, I was this muscle guy and stuff, long hair and Adivasi, you know. So it didn't work because of that, but that's oversimplifying it. I really had a great time doing a film where I don't speak. And I'm more static than I normally am in my films. And I made a major effort not to act the way I normally do in, you know, the fluffier films. So it was great. Like Dilwale was like that. I played bad guys, kill girls, and then suddenly I come to a film where I don't even slap anyone. As a matter of fact, when the girl tells me, let's run away, I said, no, we'll not go. I love parents. Let's just stick around here. I played a yuppie, and, you know, it was very different. And it worked.
Talking of parents, Shah Rukh, tell me a little bit about your background and your family.
My parents both are expired now. My father died in 1981. He is...
when you were quite young?
I was 15, and he was the youngest freedom fighter of this country, and he was a lawyer and a businessman. My mother was a magistrate, and she was a social worker also. She died in 91. Father was a friend. I enjoyed that. He used to call me Yar. Yar means dost or friend in English. And mother was also very, I mean, we are a Muslim family, but we never were fanatics about being Islamic. We believed in Allah, but we were told to read the Quran ourselves and understand it. If you could not do it in Arabic, do it in English. And we were brought up quite, you know, that you do your own thing, what you feel is right. And I had a very good upbringing. I miss them.
Neither of your parents have lived to see your great success in the film industry.
No, not at all. Though they always believed. My father didn't. My father, when he died, I was too young to be thinking about films or acting. My mother thought I was like Dilip Kumar. But then all mothers, I think, at that age think their sons are like Dilip Kumar. And she would have loved to see me. She would. She saw a bit of television. And my big television thing, when it came, she was in the hospital. I tried to show it to her in the room. We got a television and all. But she was in a state of mind that time that she could not understand what's happening. So I don't know if she didn't realize or not. That's what I tell everyone. That's why I joined the films. It's 70 mm, it's bigger, it's easier to see it from the top. So maybe they see it now. I hope they see it now.
You're a Muslim, but your wife Gauri is Hindu. Was there a lot of opposition to your marriage?
There was. Now it was like Dilwale. If you've seen the film, it was where, but it was all in. Now when I look back upon it, it was funny. But there was opposition, because I tell everyone this, that if I had a daughter and someone like me walked up to them who was from the wrong religion or the other religion, not wrong, had hair like mine, and
you keep going on about your hair. What's the matter?
Because they say I don't comb it, so I look very unkempt, and this is not a way for a star to be. All my producers tell me, you come for my release, you come for my premiere, please comb your hair. And they try to keep doing it in the films also. I don't allow them to. So I don't know. They had all reasons. Like if I was a father.
So your future in-laws weren't so excited about having you as a son-in-law.
Yeah, they're a joint family, and they're not orthodox, but you know, a joint family is closer together. And then this daughter had been seeing a guy for like 6-7 years without telling them, and now suddenly he's cropped up, and he wants to be a film actor too, and he has joined films, and so everything was wrong about me. So they were a little reluctant in the beginning, but then I sort of convinced them. I fooled them into thinking I'm a nice guy. And once I was married, now they can't do much about it. But they're sweet now, they're very sweet, and they like me. I mean, there's no problem on that front. There was some opposition because a court marriage is essential when you do Hindu-Muslim marriage. So you have to put up a notice on the courts for 1 month, and we had given the wrong addresses because we didn't want anyone to know we are getting married, and we had given our friends addresses, so they were stoned and all in their houses. There were some organizations which felt Hindus and Muslims. I was an actor on television then, so people sort of knew me, and people in some organizations felt we should not get married. But we did, and everything is fine now. I mean, there's no problem, and there's never been a anti-Muslim thing from their family to me, and there's never been an anti-Hindu. We respect each other's religion, and I mean, I know it sounds a little cliched, but it's our marriage is how I think India should be. I mean, we should just be happy and respect each other, and she does her thing, I do my thing, and we're both happy, and there's never been a question of religion. There's never even been a question when a child is born how he or she is going to be named. He or she will be named according to what sounds nice on her or him. It could be George for all you know.
Being a Muslim is no barrier to success in the film industry. Why is that, do you think? It's such a talent showcase for Muslim talent.
I know, it's one should do a study why South Indian girls become big stars in Indian film industry and why Muslim guys become such big heroes in Indian film industry.
Why do you think?
The first thing I would say...
the best looking people in India.
The first thing I want to say is that film industry is very secular. And I'm not saying it because I'm here. There's never been a question. A lot of people sometimes come up and say, look, you're a minority and people won't treat you nice. I've been treated so beautifully, wonderfully in a place like Mumbai, which is, on the face of it, is felt to be, would be a little anti-Muslim. And it's not so at all. I mean, I've had the warmest, the nicest reception of my life, I think. The nicest period of my life, which I remember, happened in a city like Mumbai.
Were you here during the riots?
Oh, yes, I was here, yeah.
In 91, when Muslims were targeted and persecuted, attacked?
I was here, but I was not in the thick of things, so I would not know how much targeting was there. I would be speaking out of turn. I know what I've read in the papers. I was staying here only, but nothing of... We were scared, everybody was scared. We were staying with our Hindu friends, and our Hindu friends were sometimes coming to our house and staying, because nobody was not touched by it. We did take out times when we would roam around on the roads at night to make sure that nothing transpired in this locality, and there was no Hindu Muslim that time. There were Hindu friends and there were Muslim friends, and we were all doing it together. So one was a little scared because what was happening around. One could hear gunshot or two, or one at least imagined one heard a gunshot or two. But it was scary for a city like Mumbai, such a big city and metropolitan and everything, and suddenly we just heard about this happening in small towns and all. And I've also been in the riots that happened in Delhi after Mrs. Indira Gandhi's death. So I've seen two of these, and it's quite scary that it should happen on questions of religion.
I was going to ask you, before you mentioned the Delhi riots, did you think of going back to Delhi, which is your hometown, during the thick of the riots here in Bombay?
No.
Because you were at the very early stages of your career, weren't you?
No, I did not think of going back, because for me, this is part of India, and I'm very strongly Indian, very strongly Indian. Perhaps it's because of my father being a freedom fighter or something. For me it is, if I am in any part of India, I belong there, and nobody has any right to question my staying in a place of my choice in India, because I'm as Indian as any other Indian is. And I would say that to anyone who came to me, and even if they threatened me, I would, I'm sure, explain it to them that, look, I'm an Indian. Don't talk to me about being Islamic or a Hindu or a Buddhist or a Sikh. Talk to me about being an Indian. And if you're as much an Indian as I am, then talk to me. And I would not think of leaving any town in India just because a small faction of people decide that they don't want to live in harmony with XYZ group of people.
So 50 years after India won its independence, where is the Hindi film industry? Where is Bollywood? How would you describe it?
I think Hindi film industry is easily one of the best film industries in the world. Given the state of things that exist here in terms of technology, in terms of various cultures, in terms of exposure to international markets, I think we do a damn good job. I'm not taking away anything from great filmmakers of Hollywood and Britain and Japan and Hong Kong and China. But I think they may not have been able to make such great films if they were in India.
So you're not tempted to go to Hollywood, for instance? I hear you've had offers.
No, Hollywood will have to come here if they want to take me. I mean, I'm not being arrogant, but that's how I believe. When I can like so many filmmakers in Hollywood and actors in Hollywood, then they should be able to like so many actors and directors in India and take them on at one-to-one level. I mean, when I was in Delhi, people used to tell me that you should go down to Mumbai and become an actor. I said, Mumbai will have to come to me. When I came down to Mumbai...
You did eventually come down,
yes. No, but Mumbai came to me. They called me in Delhi and they said, we want to work like that. For the first 2 years of my life, I used to just fly down and do 5 days of shooting and fly back. I said, I'm not staying in Bombay.
Do you understand why people say you are more than a touch arrogant?
No, not at all. No, it's not a question of being arrogant. It's just a question of your belief and how you live by it. If Carl Lewis says he runs the fastest, he's not being arrogant. He runs the fastest.
It's said that you earn something like over 4 crores a picture?
No.
More than $1.2 million?
The dollars I won't be able to calculate so fast, but speak to me in crores.
A lot of money?
No, yeah, a lot of money, yeah. It's more than I deserve, yeah.
It's more than you deserve?
Yes,
I was going to ask you...
Most certainly. It's more than I deserve. I don't think I do such amount of dedication and hard work that I should be given so much money, but they pay it, so I can't tell them to take it back. I can't help it. I mean, I find it very strange too. When I started, I used to take... Even then, I felt that was a lot of money. I had come with 15,000 rupees to Bombay. I'd left my house and everything. I had 15,000 rupees in my bank account. And when they paid me 4 lakh rupees for a film, I said, God, this is it. Now I don't need any more money. I've never seen 4 lakh rupees like that together. Though I belonged to a family which was a business family, but I'd never seen 4 lakh rupees together in my bank account. And then they start paying me 25 lakhs and I said, oh God, this is it. Now I don't need to work anymore. Now they pay me much more. And I keep saying the same thing, God, I don't need it, but they keep giving it to me. And I don't ask for it, I genuinely don't. I've never have a fixed price. I don't have a market price. I don't work according to that, this is it. If you don't pay me this, it's not negotiable. It depends on the project. I've done small projects without taking money. I'm still doing films which I won't take money in. And I take films when people come in off. I never discuss money to the extent that it's not negotiable. A man comes to me, he says, I'm making this kind of film, I'm going to make this kind of money. I believe in honesty of the producer. I would like to pay you this much. I said, thank you very much, that's done. Now let's get down to the story. I have never had a problem about discussing money in terms of non-negotiability and I can't do this and no, this is not what I deserve, because I think whatever I'm getting is more than what I deserve really.
So what next? What are your burning ambitions?
I would like to turn to direction, because I've done my a bit of schooling in that. I've done mass communications in Delhi and stuff, which was something I always wanted to do. I wanted to make ads. I like the way in 30 seconds, 40 seconds you put in so much, and trailers for films. I would like to make a film myself. I like to direct it if I can produce it myself. I don't earn so much money that I can produce a film. It's an expensive proposition. That's really expensive. The kind of films I have in mind, and say another 5 years down the line, if I still am able to be in the film industry and have not lost my star power, I'd like to turn into a director. And
Shah Rukh Khan, like Kevin Costner, the actor-director.
Yeah, but no Waterworld.
No Waterworld, no turkeys.
No turkeys, hopefully.
Shah Rukh Khan, thank you very much for inviting us into your home and joining us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.